Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you'd like to see how I make this super quick, super delicious, and super cheap meal using things that you probably have in your shelf right now, stay tuned to the channel. Let's get into it. So here I'm just showing you what I use. Basically, I have tortillas, rice, salsa, black beans, some shredded cheese. You can use whatever brand you like. This is just what I had on hand. It's super simple. Let's get into it. So in my rice cooker, I actually have the pan from the rice cooker on the stove. I'm just adding some bacon fat because that's what I had. You can add oil. You can have butter, whatever you want. I like bacon fat because it adds a little flavor. You know, I'm all about the flavor over here. And also, if you don't have oil, it's a cheap alternative. So to that, I'm going to be adding some salsa. And honestly, that's about 3 tablespoons of salsa. You can add as much as you want. I like to add 3 tablespoons. And to this, I'm just going to add 1 cup of rice that has been washed. This is just a simple meal for me and 2 of my kids. You can double this recipe, and I'll try to have the measurements on the screen. And of course, I'm going to add some complete seasoning to this. If you don't have complete seasoning, you can feel free to add just salt. But, you know, I got to have my complete seasoning. So we're going to season this pan. I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay, so I'm going to add some Sazon to this rice. And this is the Sazon seasoning packet with it has the yellow coloring in it. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they do sell it at Dollar Tree in a pack. And to this, I'm going to add adobo. Like I said, if you don't have adobo, if you don't have complete seasoning, you can feel free to add salt and pepper. But that's what I like. I like it to be delicious. So all I'm going to do is just stir everything around, make sure everything's coated. I do want the water to dry out as much as possible. And I'm just showing you what it looks like, but I do not want it to stick to my pan because guess what? This is the rice cooker pan. This isn't a real frying pan. This is just me being, look, extra. I like to do everything in one pan if I can. And if you don't have salsa, you can use whatever you have, taco mix, whatever. I'm going to add a little ketchup here. You can add a little sugar if you don't have ketchup. I just feel like with it being so savory, I need something to kind of pick it up a little bit. So whenever I make something savory, I do put something a little sweet in it just to balance out the flavor. And that's it. From there, I'm going to add 2 cups of water. However you do your rice, if it's 2-to-1, or if you're having 2 cups of rice, you'll add, of course, 4 cups of water. And here I'm just making sure that everything is nice and incorporated. And then I'm going to put the cover on, and I'm going to put my rice cooker back together. And I'm going to put it off to the side and let it cook. And here, this is super quick how I make my beans. I'm not fancy. I am not fancy. So I just put like half a cup of, half the container of beans, and I'm going to smash it all together. And I also have the beans to the side because not everybody in my family likes to eat the quesadilla portion of this. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. So basically, I'm just mashing my beans in a microwave safe bowl. Y'all know I'm quick. Y'all know I'm quick. If I don't have to put it on the stove, I'm not going to put it on the stove. So all you want to do is just make sure you mash it really good. You can do a whole can of beans. You can do half a can of beans. You don't even have to do the beans, but listen, we're going to make some quesadillas with this. So I forgot to show y'all how I put the paper towel on. So that was just me bringing it back. I put the paper towel on, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. This is what it looks like. All you want it to do is just kind of dry out and kind of partially cook. The black beans are already cooked, but look, we wanted to cook some more. And we wanted it to dry out because it's going to be like our meat substitute for our quesadillas. Okay, so here I have 4 quesadillas. Shout out, not quesadillas, those are tortillas. I have 4 tortillas. I'm going to make 2 quesadillas in this video. And I like to heat both sides. And the reason why I like to do that is because I want my cheese to melt. So I like to heat both sides. And then you'll just see how I put this all together. So 2, and I'm sorry about the lighting. I was in my kitchen and I have a light that likes to flicker. So don't mind me. And don't mind my pan. I've had this pan since I'm probably 2 years old. It's my favorite pan. But anywho, so to my tortillas, I'm going to add some cheese. And I like to add the cheese on the side. Actually, I flipped it over, right? I flipped it over to the hot side and I added my cheese. It just helps the cheese to melt a little bit faster. And also so that the tortilla doesn't brown too fast. To my tortillas, on top of my cheese, I'm going to add my beans. Now, if y'all weren't watching, I would have really did this by hand. But see, I'm trying to be a little fancy for the YouTube. My hands are clean. My family know me. So basically, all you're going to do is you're going to put the beans and the cheese in the middle of the quesadilla. This is not brain science. And then you're going to put a little bit more cheese on top of your beans just to make sure that the tortilla top sticks. You don't have to make this perfect or anything, because when you take your spatula and smush it down, it'll ensure that everything moves to the side, right? So I don't know if I told you guys a little earlier, I did spray my pan down with some cooking spray. I do like to do that. You don't have to do that. I just don't want nothing sticking to my pan, right? And I like a little crust on my tortillas. I'm actually using low carb tortillas here because that's what I have. Now you can make this, this is actually a vegetarian meal, but you can make this a vegan meal by adding the, what do you call it? The vegan cheese. I'm trying to think of the brand that I used to buy. I think it was Violife. But anyway, it doesn't matter the brand. But you can definitely make this a vegan meal. So all I'm going to do is just make sure that that gets heated all the way through. And I want a little crust on my tortillas. So as you can see, it browned beautifully, right? So I'm just going to move that off. And then I'm going to bring out my cutting board. Now, let me tell you, I love my pizza slicer. I use my pizza slicer to slice almost everything, especially quesadillas. Now, if you have small kids, and I'm just showing you what it looked like on the inside. If you have small kids, you can cut this into 4 because these are the smaller size tortillas. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them into 2. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm just going to move that off to the side. I'm going to show you guys what the rice looks like. It cooked on its own in the rice cooker. Look, it didn't need no help. So all you're going to do once it's finished cooking is you're just going to fluff the rice and you're going to stir everything around. And look, cooked to perfection. When I tell you, tons of flavor, tons of flavor. Now, what you could have did, but I didn't do, you could add the black beans into here. You could have rinsed the black beans off and added them into the rice to let them cook. Or you could have even added like some type of, I don't know what kind of beans you like. You could have added it in there, but I didn't do that. So here, I'm just going to plate it up for the YouTube. Yes, you know, you got to plate it up, make it cute. But I mean, it's super simple, super basic as far as actually putting it together. But when I tell you, this is so good, so good. So you could have added any other sides to it that you wanted to, whether it be salsa, guacamole, whatever. But look, we're about budget meals over here. So I hope you enjoy it. Until the next video, guys. Bye.